23rd birthday later this week with another win for Toyota. You count the Nationwide, the Truck Series. He's already won 7 races this year, part of the support group for his Sprint Cup team. As we go back to some of the key moments, and Kyle Busch with Jamie McMurray here going at 200 miles per hour. Just great save there and determination. Even Joe Gibbs was impressed. This 6-car pile up here. Look at Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the middle of that. Affects everybody from Tony Stewart to Dale Earnhardt Jr., changing the shape of the finish of this race.
This definitely changed the complex of this race. But right here on this restart after that, you notice all of a sudden Kyle Busch was able to muscle his way around Jimmy Johnson and then leader Michael Waltrip. But right there at the end of the race, basically everything just kind of like came undone on that final lap. And again, we had another massive crash. We said it at the very beginning when Larry Mack took the keys of the race, avoid the big one. Well, that's what Kyle Busch did all day long. In the end, he's the guy who got to go to victory lane.
Celebrating, setting a little push there from Montoya, held off Michael Waltrip, Jeff Gordon, and at least 10 cars involved in that last lap wreck. NASCAR still reviewing the tape as Kyle Busch celebrates here at Talladega and thanking the fans for what was an exciting race. We had the most leaders this season, 20, 52 lead changes the most, and these are the official results at least through the top 10.
Yeah, we feel real good about the top 10. Again, you see Juan Pablo Montoya, great run for him today in that 42 car. Denny Hamlin fights his way back to third, but you got to look at Brian Vickers and Travis Kvapil, great runs by them. And how about Casey Mears? Another Hendrick car right there, finally getting up there and running like you think he should, or finishing like he was supposed to.
With Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers from the Hollywood Hotel, and hope you enjoyed it. You know, you talk about great finishes here at Talladega. We're out of breath. I was
getting ready to say, did you see DW when they went up there and talked to him? That man and Larry Mack, they're all Mike. They're all wore slam.
It was
out.
as
They've
if
been
they
up
were
on the chip all day,
driving themselves.
Exactly.
But Kyle Busch, for a young guy, you talk about how well, what a great block on the experienced Jeff Gordon, who was in position to make that move like he wanted to at the end and win again here.
A great block, but I still got to go back to that situation between him and Jamie McMurray. What about a great save? You would think these guys were racing at Richmond a week from now, the way they were beating and banging on each other at over 200 miles an hour. Great car control, and thank you once again for this new car, because I don't believe you could have done it with last year's car. If they'd hit each other like that, I think we'd still be wrecking over there.
3 Toyotas in the top 5. Brian Vickers, a great run for Red Bull, and Chris Devoto with Brian Vickers.
Well, Brian Vickers has certainly tasted success at this track, a former winner at Talladega, another top 5. Explain your day.
It was a long one. You got to make it interesting. You know, obviously, the bigger mistake today is when I spun coming off pit road. I came out of the box, and the official was standing there, and he was kind of far out. I guess he was trying to check both right sides on the 78, and I started to dodge him, and then the 20 went blowing by on the right side, and when I swerved to miss him, I just spun out. You know, it was really my bad, but you know, I obviously didn't want to hit the official, but you know, I'm really proud of the Red Bull Toyota guys. Nobody gave up. Nobody panicked. We came back from a bad situation, got a top 5. We had a shot to win. The caution hadn't come out in the backstretch. I really believe we had a good run going there, and you know, but I'm just really proud of everybody, and I think it's good points today.
And he survives. That's what you have to do at Talladega.
Thanks, Krista. So we're 9 races through, Jeff, and still no Jeff Gordon victory, no Dale Earnhardt Jr. Victory, and no Tony Stewart win.
Well, the thing is right now, you saw that all 3 of these cars here have got the capability of getting to victory lane. But when it comes to Talladega, you just never know. We talk about all the different variables. It's definitely a high-speed chess game. We see here right now the 31 car of Jeff Burton. He looked like he had a pretty good day going, but even as our points leader, he had serious damage done to his car on that final lap as far as the wreck's concerned, but he's still leading the points, and I think that's the key thing, is he survived well enough to hang on to that point lead.
Such dramatic changes. In fact, it's just a 13-point lead as we still compile the points and the official results, but Kyle Busch moving up to within 13 points of Jeff Burton and that lead as we will head to Richmond and then Darlington. A couple of Saturday night races ahead. We'll be back here live in just a moment. Well, how about Robbie Gordon? He had a good Daytona 500. Officially, the results as we tabulate, he did finish 11th here.
Right.
And actually, let's check in with Chris Devoto, who's with Robbie.
After running about, what did we decide, 3,000 kilometers over in the Europe rally, Robbie Gordon rallied back to get to Talladega to do 499 miles and finish 11th. Wow.
Good run for us. You know, we do this stuff where we run the Baja 500, and we did Dover, and PJ's driven my car both times in practice, and came back and we finished 11th. That's a good run for us here. We finished 8th with the same car at Daytona and 11th here, so I'm happy.
I got to ask, are you tired?
Not really. I actually got too much sleep last night. A buddy of mine picked me up over there. Ernie Moody picked me up, and he brought me back over here to Talladega, and came out and hung out with the race with us. And, you know, it's we had a good run in the Monster Hummer over there, and to come back here and do this in the Camping World Dodge is cool.
From Hungary to Alabama, Robbie Gordon, a great points day.
And a guy who likes to race, as does Tony Stewart. And we're coming up on Richmond. That's the last place that Dale Earnhardt Jr. won. Now he's going to hear about the streak of 71 races in 2 years without a victory. He's hanging in there in points.
But he's going to a good place again. I'm going to say it and say it and say it till the guy gets the victory lane. There's not a bad racetrack for Dale Earnhardt Jr. It's just a matter of everything kind of lining up for him. He's got the people. He's got the car. He's got the talent. Next week could easily be the week up here at Richmond because, again, we've seen him pull it off before. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how he kind of handles it this past weekend as he goes forward. But I think Richmond is a great place for him.
As we go through the unofficial results beyond the top 10 or 14, still compiling at least. And again, the drivers are okay physically, at least 10 cars involved. Kyle Busch with the victory. And a rough day for Carl Edwards. We said coming in that Roush Fenway Ford, they don't concentrate a lot on the restrictor plate races. 3 wins this year for Carl Edwards, but it was some tire or camber problems that affected his ride.
He definitely had a good, strong ride, at least early in the race right there, even though they did have that problem. So, again, I'm sure he'd be looking to bounce back next week at Richmond. Richmond is going to be one of those racetracks, at least the way that I'm thinking, back under the lights again, a lot like at Phoenix. These guys will be up on the wheel, beating and banging. It's a fun racetrack for a lot of these drivers.
All right, this is the best we can assess given the results, the points at the moment here. Dale Earnhardt Jr., third is retired. Look for Denny Hamlin. Each week he's continued to climb up. Harvick, who, by the way, finished 23rd, so his string of continuous running at the end of 53 straight races, the longest active. And Carl Edwards taking a hit, but still staying there in the points. And Jeff Gordon, who was just on the outside, hurting a little bit more.
Hurting a little bit more, but Juan Pablo Montoya, he jumps up there in that all-important 12th position. So, again, a lot of people moving up and down this weekend as we get ready to head to that short track race next week. Now, here are the guys you got to kind of start to watch, 31 through 40. The guys from 31st back to 35th still locked in, but David Stremme, Ken Schrader, J.J. Yaley, Dave Blaney, A.J. Allmendinger still on the outside in that danger zone area.
The day started as we look towards Richmond, a place that Tony Stewart has had some success, along with, as you have said, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Jimmy Johnson swept both races last season on his way to his second straight championship. And, of course, Denny Hamlin having some success today, leading 30-plus laps and winding up third. For Jeff Hammond, I'm Chris Myers, our entire crew. Wow, what a wild one here in Talladega. We hope you'll tune in for the next couple of Saturday nights after Saturday baseball. Thanks for being a part of NASCAR on Fox.
Love it when it's forward, love it when it's fast, love it when the leader's car, the pack is moving past, love it when they're making lots and lots of noise, can't wait to hear the double say.
Boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys!
Let's go racing, boys. NASCAR racing, boys.
Now, Bruce, you're the man. Woo!